You ever really think about what's going on just on the other side of your wall? I mean, besides the wood and the insulation. There is a whole universe of complex, interconnected systems working around the clock to keep you comfortable, safe, and, well, modern. So let's pull back the drywall and take a look at your home's hidden anatomy.
Right, because a house isn't just a box you live in. When you get down to it, it's a dynamic system. It's constantly moving water, air, and information. You could almost say it breathes. It has a circulatory system, and these days it even thinks.
And to make sense of it all, we're going to use that exact metaphor, thinking of your home as a living body. We're going to explore its circulatory system, that's all the plumbing, its respiratory system, that's your HVAC, and yep, even its brand new nervous system, which is all the smart tech that's starting to tie everything together. So what's with the number? 9,448. Honestly, it's pretty random. It was the population of a small town in Illinois back in the year 2000. But that's the whole point. It doesn't matter if you live in a town of 9,000 or a city of 9 million. Just like you and me, the basic anatomy of our homes is surprisingly universal. The same systems are working behind the scenes pretty much everywhere. All right, first up, the circulatory system. We're talking about water, the absolute lifeblood of any home. It comes in, it gets used, and it has to get out. But that simple little journey, it involves some seriously clever tech. This cycle is literally happening 24/7. It starts with water coming into your home. Sometimes it gets a little pressure boost so your shower doesn't feel weak. Then it gets heated up. From there, it's distributed to every faucet and fixture. And finally, all that used water is whisked away. It's this constant four-step journey. Okay, let's zoom in on that heating step because it's a big one. Most homes have one of these three setups. You've got your classic gas or electric tanks that keep a big batch of water hot all the time. But then you've got the really efficient option, tankless heaters. These are an absolute game changer. They heat water the instant you need it, so you get an endless supply and you save a ton of energy. And for that final step, getting the water out, we have one of the unsung heroes of the home, the sump pump. Its job is so simple, but it is so vital. When water starts to collect where it shouldn't, like in your basement, this little guy automatically kicks on and pumps it out, stopping a flood before it even starts. Now, the key here is making sure it always works. That's why you'll often see a powerful pump paired with a battery backup system. And think about it, when do you need a sump pump the most? During a heavy storm, right? And what do heavy storms do? They knock out the power. That battery backup makes sure your first line of defense is always on. That whole idea of protection is a perfect segue to our next section, the systems that are designed to protect your home and you from dangers that you often can't even see. Just think about that for a second. What are those unseen risks? We're not just talking about a dripping faucet. There are much bigger things that today's technology is built to handle. And for every one of these threats, there's a specific countermeasure. We've moved way beyond just a simple smoke detector. We have smart water monitors that can detect a tiny leak, I'm talking pinhole-sized, and shut your water main off automatically. And then there are systems that can detect and deal with invisible dangers like gas leaks or naturally occurring radon gas. Okay, so we've covered the circulatory system. Now let's move to the very air we breathe. We're talking about the home's respiratory system, that whole complex network of ducts and machines that controls the temperature, the air quality, and just your general comfort. You hear the term HVAC thrown around all the time, but it's so much more than just a furnace or an AC unit. It stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. It's really the entire science of making the inside of your house a nice place to be. And this is a really key point. Being comfortable isn't just about the temperature. Not at all. True environmental control is a balancing act between four different things. You've got humidity, you've got air purity, and you need a constant flow of fresh air. So let's look at the actual tools for the job. Humidifiers, they add that much-needed moisture back into that super dry winter air. Advanced UV light systems, which you can install right inside your ductwork, can actually zap airborne contaminants. And ventilators, they swap out that stale, stuffy indoor air with fresh air from outside without totally wrecking your energy bill. Which brings us to the final piece of our home's anatomy, the nervous system. This is where things get really cool. This is where all those individual systems start talking to each other and to you to create a genuinely smart home. This chart really nails the evolution, doesn't it? The old manual thermostat on the wall is now a learning one that knows your schedule. That mad dash to the basement to find the water shutoff valve is replaced by a system that shuts it off for you. I mean, everything from your sump pump to the little dampers in your air ducts can now be connected,
giving you a level of control that was unthinkable just a few years ago.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. It's not about gimmicks. It's about having the power right in your pocket to monitor and control your home's most vital systems from literally anywhere in the world.
And when you look at the benefits, they really fall into three main buckets. First, you get way more efficiency because the system is optimizing energy use for you. Second, you have total control thanks to remote access and automation. And third, you get a huge boost in safety with instant alerts that tell you about a problem before it turns into a disaster.
So, as we've seen, when you actually look past the paint and furniture, your home is this incredibly complex, interconnected system. It's an ecosystem of pipes and wires and vents all working together, and it's evolving from being purely mechanical to something truly intelligent.
So, we've watched thermostats and water valves and pumps all get connected. Now that we've peeled back the layers on this hidden anatomy, it really makes you wonder, right? What's the next frontier? What part of your home do you think is going to get smart next?